everyone. Welcome to the QCinema Industry MediaCon. Last week, I know you guys attended the QCinema International Film Festival MediaCon, where we presented the films featured for this year's 13th edition. And now we go into the growing industry platform of QCinema. It's always a joy to see a room filled with filmmakers, producers, partners, and friends. Every year we gather like this to share plans and dreams. And every year, this festival grows in ways that continue to surprise even us. When I look around, I see how far we've come, and it's always a delight to see new faces. QCinema started as a city initiative, a way to celebrate stories made here. But through the years, it has become something much larger, a home for collaboration, for exchange, for courage in storytelling. If not for the trust of our dear Mayor, Joy Belmonte, and her vision, we would not be here today. She has always believed that film is not just entertainment. It's education, it's livelihood, it's identity, and it's Quezon City's identity. Under her leadership, Quezon City has become the heart of Philippine cinema. And through her support, we are now connecting that heart to the rest of Southeast Asia. When we built QCinema Industry, our goal was simple: to create an ecosystem that supports filmmakers beyond the screen. We wanted a space where stories could grow, from idea to development to collaboration to impact. This year, that vision has truly taken form. Through the QCinema Project Market, we welcome projects from nearly every Southeast Asian country. We have projects from Thailand, Singapore, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Myanmar, Indonesia. I think ang hindi lang po namin nakasama ay Laos and Brunei. But all are represented here, side by side with our Filipino creators. It's the clearest sign that our region is ready to move as one. These partnerships don't happen by accident. We are deeply grateful for EAVE, the Europe Audiovisual Entrepreneurs, Pop-Up Film Residency, Conchac Studios, and Can Marché du Film for recognizing the strength of Southeast Asian storytelling and standing with us in this journey. This year also marks the birth of our newest platform, the QCinema Film Market and the Docu-Days. For the first time, Quezon City will showcase its world-class production and post-production ecosystem through the companies represented in the film market. For this year, our goal is to showcase Quezon City-based companies as well as partners who are supporting QCinema International Film Festival. But in the years to come, our goal is to actually showcase the best of Southeast Asian film companies and industries. We're also strengthening our creative network through the Asian Next Wave Film Forum under the direction of our Asian Next Wave Film Forum Director, Ms. Manette Dairit, in partnership with the newly invigorated and the really amazing new initiative from the Film Academy of the Philippines, led by Director General Paolo Villanueva. This forum focuses on the people who make the films happen. They are the heart of our industry, our workers. Producers, designers, editors, line producers, craftspeople, cameramen. These are often the unseen heroes who keep our industry alive. And it's time that they take center stage. I also want to highlight Her City. This is an initiative in partnership with the French Embassy of here in the Philippines and also in Singapore. This is a women-led initiative to highlight how women are shaping sustainable film cities. Our all-women program, co-presented with French Embassy and Centre National du Cinéma et de l'Image Anime, or CNC, brings together women from across Asia and France to talk about leadership, pay equity, and representation. Not as token topics, but as policy priorities. Together, we will be drafting the Her City Manifesto, our roadmap for a more inclusive industry. And then, like I said, there's Docu Days, our celebration of documentary filmmaking, curated by Cara Alikpala, in partnership with the Docu and also the Film Academy of the Philippines. This program reminds us that non-fiction storytelling is essential to who we are, and it grounds us in truth, compassion, and social responsibility. We are also proud to announce that we already have a QCinema industry badge. Application for badges will be open to all, and will have the following benefits. So this is our goal, to badge everyone so that we can actually see also how QCinema International Film Festival increases its attendance. So, for those who will receive industry badges, you will get access to the QCinema Asian Next Wave Film Forum panels and master classes. Right now, I think we are clocking in at around how many classes and panels? 16? Yes. QCinema Creative Industries Day, the access to QCinema Docu Day, access to Quezon City Film Market, invitation to selected networking events, and we do have like a party each day, an opportunity to meet industry professionals from local and international, to get to know them and engage in possible business and collaboration. Meetings with global industry professionals, access, and the directory of QCinema industry participants and badge holders. These are the pillars that make QCinema industry what it is. A space for stories, for ideas to find partners, for filmmakers to be heard, and for industries to evolve. And through this, we remain guided by one belief, that the creative spirit of Quezon City can reach far beyond our borders. So to everyone here, our partners, our friends in the media, our artists, and our guests from Southeast Asia, thank you for believing in this vision. Thank you for showing up, for sharing your stories, for helping us build this creative city together. And as we look forward to the continuous goal of Quezon City to be a film, not just a film capital, but a recognized creative city, sana po tulungan niyo po kami sa goal na ito. Maraming salamat, and good afternoon.
12 Philippine projects for the QCinema project funding. First, Amateur, directed by Dan Villegas, produced by Antoinette Hadone. It's about a rising basketball star who faces ruin when the price of fixing games pulls him into the brutal core of Manila's betting empire. Next. Oh, okay. I guess. Alright, everybody take photos now.
Pasensya na po.
Moving on. Daddy Cool, directed by Dominic Baker. Produced by Clementine Comoy and Sarge Laquestre. The film will be set during the turbulent times of martial law in the decadence of Manila's disco era. A career woman finds herself in a tangle of love and jealousy with her female boss and their shared gigolo. Is Dominic here? Wala. Next, Dear Wormwood. Dear Wormwood, directed by Dodo Dayo, produced by Patty Lagos. The film will be about the quiet lives of four women of faith living up in the mountains and are disrupted and threatened by the arrival of a time-traveling ghost who is bringing the world to an end. Dodo, may we ask you to come up here? Yeah. Asia, right? Next, Jaguar, directed by Dean Colin Marshall, produced by Braden Friedman and Bam Manlongo. Jaguar focuses on a lonely security guard working on the night shift who becomes the sole witness to a murder in the building. Next, Jollywood, directed by Kevin De La Cruz, produced by Achinet Villamor. The film revolves around a 10-year-old gay and resourceful boy dreaming of a better life amidst demolition in Jollywood or Barangay 222. Kevin is not here. Next, Comic Sex, directed by Choki Arnaldo, produced by Casey Contrevida. In this story, two Filipinos on break from their Japanese film who unexpectedly come together to escape reality and make an erotic comic together. Congratulations, Joey Arnaldo. Next, Luzonenses and Florescenses, directed by Glenn Barron, produced by Christine De Leon. Two prehistoric hominids from the Philippines and Indonesia meet as migrant workers in the land of colonizers, struggling to secure a space and a home amidst a collapsing real estate market. Is Glenn here? Okay. Next, Ozzy and Oni, directed by Jaime Pasena II, produced by Dan Villegas and Angel Thomas. In 1996 Manila, two star-crossed lovers torn between faith, family, and a collapsing system find love and solace in a place that listens, shelters, and ultimately traps them. Sentinel, directed by Carl Joseph E. Papa, produced by Gio Lamontan. Five interconnected lives of a transferee, his classmate, the editor-in-chief, an upperclassman, and the principal grapple with their own fears and loyalties as a student newspaper article threatens to dismantle the school's bedrock of dark secrets. Unfortunately, Carl is not here. Next, The Void is Immense and Idle Ours, directed by Sam Manasa, produced by Chad Cabigon and Carlo Francisco Manata. When 19-year-old Rosemary becomes the only witness to the disappearance of a young boy, she is drawn into the search by the child's desperate mother, Agnes. Their time together leads them to confront their tragic truths and forgotten dreams. Sam? There isn't, meron wala. Directed by Arjun Mar H. Ribeta, produced by Kay Medina. Story set in a town on the brink of chaos where the corrupt sport of cockfighting intertwines with political power. An aging gaffer embarks on a desperate search for his missing son as the eruption of the Al volcano looms. Migo uncovers a dark web of deceit, violence, and manipulation, forcing him to confront his complicity and the brutal truth he's been avoiding. Yeah, maaba lang yung lagi. Kayo nag-send. And finally, What's Left of Us, directed by Tyrone Asierto, produced by Wilfredo Manala. In a collapsed world consumed by a dementia-like plague, a couple and their chronically ill daughter fight to stay sane, holding on to pain, memory, and love as they search for what remains of their humanity. And yeah, Tyrone Asierto is not here. Yeah, thank you. Those are the 12 Philippine projects for future.
Once again.
Project from Thailand. Here goes my pronunciation. Directed by Patiparin Buntarig. Produced by Napakarn Buntarig. Logline. After a devastating flood, a man returns to his Mekong riverside village where the villagers blame a vengeful river ghost for the disaster. But when he encounters the spirit of his lost lover, he learns that the true force haunting the river is something far greater. Yes, so it's in pre-production. Next, from Singapore, Penumbra. A man on the run washes up on a floating fish farm with no means of escape. He is discovered by its mysterious occupants, an old man and his dog. Caught between land and sea, freedom and imprisonment, dreams and monsters, he must now confront the sins of his past. And yes, it's an all Singapore production team, and it's in development. Third, Ray of Light by Madonna. Oh, I'm from Thailand. Sorry. Directed by, Nantawat, Nung Ben Chapo, who's gonna film in QCinema this November, Human Resource, pa-plug lang. Produced by Awat Ratanapintha, on present-day film set, styled after the surreal glamour of the 1960s and divided by class, a puppet-like star actress and an unseen lighting technician form a brief, forbidden bond. When tragedy strikes, they risk everything to bring the system crashing down. And it's in development. Hope you noticed that the brief synopsis are crucial in this pitching stage because it's the first thing that prospective producers will see, and it adds some mystery and intrigue in the wording of the brief synopsis. From Cambodia, Ramdul, The Evening Fragrance. Told through the intertwined lives of 3 generations of Cambodian women in a country still haunted by war and silence, a young journalist journeys to the border of conflict and memory, only to confront the mother who left her behind and the grandmother who never could. And it's by the director Lomor Pitch Rithi, and it's in development. All Cambodian production. From Singapore, Strange Root. It says genre all over. In 11th century Singapore, a yam-born demigod, worshipped and fed on by the islanders, is cast aside when a shipwrecked beast reawakens their lost desires. As obsession spreads and his place fades, he descends into madness, jealousy, and a haunting union with the beast. It's in pre-production. It's an all-Singapore team with Lam Lee Xuan and Mark Chua, who were in QCinema projects 2 years ago, right? Okay, from Malaysia. Director is John Gu, who had a short film in QCinema 2 years ago, and here he is with his first feature project, The Welling. In the underbelly of Kuala Lumpur, an Indonesian migrant teen forced into underground fights and a schoolgirl trapped by her volatile mother find sanctuary in each other. Fueled by karaoke fever dreams and the power of pop music, the fragile bond sparks a desperate bid for freedom. And it's a coming-of-age psychological drama. And from Myanmar, where Sir Jim is partly operating from, CMB Films, When the World is Paused. In 2019, Tan Sin falls into a coma before confessing his feelings to Nguyen. When he wakes up in 2025, he must find her while she struggles with mysterious dreams that could save the world. It's in development, and production house is Skyward Film Myanmar. And finally, okay, The River Knows Our Names from Vietnam. On the undocumented floating homes of the Mekong, a little girl's birthday wish tests how far love can reach when you don't officially exist. Directors Mai Huyen Chi and produced by Thi Trang, and it's a coming-of-age drama from Vietnam. And lastly, Dancing Gale. A grieving mother resurrects her daughter through a forbidden ritual, awakening Mother Nature's wrath. It's in development from Indonesia. Genre is horror, and director is San Maria Sari Simanjunta, and produced by those two names. So, oh, Dancing Gale, yes, by Gail Osorio. No. QPM Award, yes. Jakarta Film Week. Okay. Thank you, Liza. She just came from Jakarta Film Week, and she's bringing in this particular project to QPM in Quezon City as the prize, no, for our collaboration with Jakarta Film Week. So that, in a nutshell, are the exciting projects from Southeast Asia, which does not limit the funding within Southeast Asia, because the nature of project markets, it's not just Asians coming in to dangle their funds, but also European financiers who are all there converging, all 80 people of them during the second week of QCinema. So it promises to be a very exciting
industry are our valued partners, the Film Academy of the Philippines and the French Embassy Singapore, whose unwavering support has allowed this festival to thrive. We are also honored to be working with our institutional partners who bring their global expertise and networks to the QCinema community. The Hong Kong International Film Festival Industry, Jakarta Film Week, the European Audiovisual Entrepreneurs, or EAVE, and Creation Studios. Together, these institutions help us connect our filmmakers with the world, opening doors for co-production, mentorship, and international exposure. And of course, we extend our deepest thanks to our partners who will be recognizing outstanding projects and talents in this year's QCinema Project Market. These include CMB Film Services Incorporated for the CMB Discovery Award. Thank you, Sir Jim. Central Digital Lab for the Post-Production Grant. Bare Bones Incorporated for the Bare Bones Award. Terminal 6 Post for the Terminal 6 Post-Production Award. Ang daming post. Nara Post-Production Studios for the Nara Post-Production Grant. Pure Gold Cine Panalo Film Festival for another exciting prize to be revealed. Patino Films Pop-Up Films for 2 major prizes, the Pop-Up Residency FAP Project Award and the Pop-Up Residency FAP Skill Up Award. That's kind of major. I want to win that. Comchak Studios for the Comchak Studio Award. Kingyo Productions for the Kingyo Productions Award. And Mokachai Laboratories will also be presenting a special award to be announced. Parang if you join QPM, parang guaranteed na your post, ha? And hopefully also your equipment. Sana. To all our partners and collaborators, thank you for believing in the power of cinema and for helping us build a stronger, more connected, creative community. Your support ensures that stories from the Philippines and Southeast Asia continue to reach audiences everywhere. Thank you, everyone.
We would like to invite all of our partners on stage for a photo opportunity.
They're really, I just want to personally thank them because more than the QCinema Project Market prizes, isa po talaga sa mga pinaka-importanting prizes na natatanggap sa QCinema Project Markets is yung mga partner prizes po kasi because a lot of it are post-production, ang laking bagay para sa mga films na nagpo-produce na meron na silang post-production partner at hindi nila iisipan yung kanilang mga post-production needs. So, again, thank you so much. Of course, si Sir Jim has always been very, very generous with his equipment rental. From 500,000 to 1.5 million yung normally binibigay niya every year sa ating mga recipients. And hindi lang siya pang Pilipino, namimili din siya ng mga Southeast Asian projects. And I think this year he plans to bring CMB abroad through the Southeast Asian projects that they will select for this year's QPM. So welcome to our new partner, Cine Panalo, who will give us a development prize for their selected project. So baka projects. So yun yung goal natin, projects. Yung piliin nila. Ayun, salamat ulit.
AM to 6 p.m. The studio event will serve as a new hub for creative collaboration and co-production, offering a professional space where filmmakers, producers, distributors, and service providers can meet, exchange ideas, and build meaningful partnership. With this inaugural edition of QCFM, QCinema takes another bold step forward to get a step together towards strengthening its role as the creative capital of the Philippines and positioning itself as a leading hub for the film and content creation in Southeast Asia. We look forward to all industry connections we will be making during this inaugural film market. Thank you.
Having the space for documentary, palakpakan po natin. It's a big win for all of us in the community. So it's very exciting. November 18, Docu Days. It's a whole day forum workshop. We have 3 themes, 3 major discussion themes. One is the power of the documentary with Howie Severino, Atom Araulio, Baby Ruth Villarama, Brian Brazil as well. And we also have, after that, funding and distribution. It's a big challenge. It's a topic that everybody wants to grapple with. We have someone from Busan, DMZ, IDFA, that's Youngwoo Kim, tama ba, no? And Army Ray Kakaninde. There's one more guest pending, but we can't announce it yet. There's also one that's relatively new. It's called Impact Production. Alam ni Cristo, alam ni Liza, we brought them to Indonesia. It's a relatively new discipline in the region. It's been going on for a while. And I think it's the first time we're going to have a formal lecture on impact production in the Philippines. It's really harnessing the power of the documentary to create change. So for instance, the film Blackfish in the US, because of that film, they stopped the killer whale shows, the orca whale shows at the Sea World in the US, and they stopped breeding. So ang daming, it has caused policy change in a documentary, and made it actually resulted in the mine ban. The ban of mining for like 50 years. So there are many ways you can really utilize the power of a documentary. We have Tara Brown from Australia to talk about it, and Marlon Rivera will be there too for narrative change, another powerful tool to really affect change in behavior and change in society for good. We will break out into small thematic conversational circles with the OGs in the documentary field so that you can learn more from them, connect, continue to build community. We have very few opportunities to really gather and convene, so we're really grateful to QCinema for this opportunity. Hope you can make it there. There's also a party. There's a party every night. There's one for the docu-filmmakers that day. So we really hope that we can see you there, we can talk about it. I hope we can even stream it live on Facebook because the room is really small. Hindi kaya lahat. This is in partnership with PhilDocs, or the Filipino Documentary Society, and Tequila. So we also have on board Lenny Velasco and Monster Jimenez and Jewel Marana. So thank you very much. We look forward. Mabuhay ang documentary. Our time has come. Thank you.
Maraming mga kababaihan ang nag-play ng mga very important roles in our industry. But there still needs to be an intentional discussion about it. Kasi in the international scene, kulang pa rin po ang mga babae na nagiging direktor ng mga pelikulang na nanalo sa A-list festivals. I just had a conversation actually with one of the film festivals natin dito na nakita niya, one of the film festivals natin locally, yung mga submissions ng mga projects, predominantly puro mga male pa rin. So kahit na gusto natin maging mindful na pumili tayo ng mga women filmmakers, even the projects themselves, hindi women yung mga directors. So this initiative is really important because we want to understand the best practices already being done by more matured industries like France and different cities in Europe, so that we can also adapt it. So for an entire day, it's just all women who will be participating in these roundtable and panel sessions. So we start with a policy discussion. We will be bringing in a French embassy, from the CNC, a representative who have been, they've been championing gender parity in cinema, and they will share with us how they are engaging and joining the entire film industry, how they incentivize, and how also they penalize those who are not really mindful of this initiative. So, ang dami po, hopefully, makasama po natin si Mayor dito, together with our partners from CNC and the French government. And then, we have a panel on power behind the lens. So ito po ay mga kababaihan na nasa roles ng industriya na hindi normally babae ang nag-perform ng role na ito. So meron tayong women cinematographers, meron tayong women production designers, and I hope someday hindi natin sabihin na women cinematographers na lang. But we will have representatives from France and from Southeast Asia. We have a Vietnamese DOP coming in to join the conversation. So from women behind the camera, we also have, for the first time, an actress roundtable. So we will be bringing in actresses from different parts of Southeast Asia. Meron po from Indonesia. I think meron tayong from saan? Vietnam. Of course, we have a Philippine representative, and these actresses are agents of change. They are the ones who how much of their influence are, how much influence they have in terms of shaping the depiction of women in the films that they make. And then after that, we have a panel on CEOs. They are the ones who, they are the decision makers, also all women. And then after that, a panel with all women programmers. And then lastly, a round table with all the leading women Asian film commissioners. So this is really going to be an exciting, and this is the first actually. And we were very mindful to make sure that at the end of the day, we can all sign an Her City Manifesto para hindi lang po siya nasa discussion. That dito po sa Quezon City, we have a woman mayor, and karamihan po ng mga heads ng ating cinema institutions, ng ating cultural institutions are all women then. So we want to really celebrate this, and I hope you can all join us in the Creative Industries Day.
Take bold artistic visions and turn them into globally recognized works. We are proud to announce that Bianca Parks, the Executive Creative Director of Neon, and the mind behind films such as Anora and Parasite, both of which have shown in QCinema, will be delivering the case study. On top of these Asia Next Wave Film Forum, we will also feature a rich lineup of industry-focused sessions led by some of the country's most respected professional guilds and creative organizations. Joining us are the Production Designers Circle of the Philippines, the Talents Guild of the Philippines representing our extras and background workers, Creation Studios, the Philippine Independent Producers Guild, and the Filipino Screenwriters Guild. Each of these sessions will spotlight the craftsmanship, advocacy, and collaboration that power the creative process behind the screen.
$15,000 for both of our projects, actually. So we will have 3 QCinema Project Market Southeast Asia winners and 3 Philippine project winners.
A lot of post-production plans.
Natin sa press, you get a badge already. Automatically, that will provide an access for you to not just watch films. Alam po may separate kayong badge for the films, but to actually be part of the roundtable discussions and the different programs under our QCinema industry. So meron po tayong workshop on virtual production. We have sessions, master classes on distribution. Ang dami nating, may mga case studies po tayo ng iba't ibang mga pelikula. There's a Magellan case study also happening. So that will, lalabas po ito, I think, kailan yung goal natin to post this on our website? Today? Within this week. So QCinemaindustry.ph. Tama, ayun po. Yes. Sorry.
Good afternoon po, si Cesar Puito, Sana 25. Gusto ko nang pong linawin, ma'ams, na ibig sabihin po, magkaibang entity yung QCinema Film Fest, Independent Film Festival at QCinema Industry.
Actually, it's under QCinema International Film Festival, but we are the industry part of the festival. Meaning, if QCinema International Film Festival is the platform for the screening of films, celebrating not just our local films, but films from all over the world, your QCinema industry is the meeting place where business happens. Our goal is to have a sustainable platform where we don't just watch films, we also understand how films are made and how we can work together on continuing for films to be made locally and internationally. So our goal is to be a place, to be a hub for industry professionals if they want to discover more Southeast Asian projects, if they want to work with the Asian industry, they will go to QCinema so they can find these partners. So this year, we are actually expecting around 100 industry professionals coming in. Meron, umabot na tayo sa ating goal. Ayun, we hit our target. Around 100 industry professionals meron tayong producers, merong sales companies, meron po tayong mga distributors, meron tayong programmers from different international film festivals. Kasi ang QCinema Project Market, ito po ang hinahanap nila. They want to have meetings kasi hindi po sila nakakapunta sa mga markets in Europe because it's too expensive. So, our goal, and this is an ongoing vision na gusto nating ma-achieve, dito po sila sa QCinema pupunta. Na pag nagpunta sila dito sa QCinema, alam nilang yung mga normaling kailangan pa nilang i-meet in Cannes Film Festival, mamimit na po nila dito.
And also, we intend that a lot of the projects in the project market, hopefully, eventually, will also be in the coming years when they're done, will end up in Asia Next Wave or in other sections of the film festival.
Last question ko po. Yun pong mga pelikula niyo before, since nung nag-start pa yung QCinema throughout the years po, makasama rin po ba yun sa archiving niyo? Kasi di ba po may mga sarili pong pelikula before QCinema that they produce. Kasi karamihan po ngayon, parang entries ng mga filmmakers. Pero before, may sarili po talaga ang QCinema na produce ng mga pelikula Pilipino. Nasaan na po kaya yung mga movies na yun? Kasama rin po kayo sa archiving?
Yes, it's true that in the beginning, QCinema had a similar seed money scheme where we look for films na fully funded ng QCinema. But because of our continuous engagement with our filmmakers, sila mismo ang nagsabi sa amin na it's impossible to make a film for 1.5 million. And if we want if our goal is to support filmmakers to dream big, to make sure na yung pelikula natin can be competitive with other countries, then our money, that 1.5, can go as part of a big, as part of a whole. So I think this was an intentional move from our artistic director, Ed Lejano, na ang maging goal natin ay hindi namin gustong mag-own ng pelikula. Ang gusto namin ay maging parte kami ng proseso ng mga filmmakers na gumagawa ng mga pelikulang magre-represent sa atin sa buong mundo. So that's why this decision, while it might probably benefit if like, we have a QCinema film, iba rin yung, mas iba yung feeling na we are part of that. And that film is all over the world and actually, showcasing our talent talaga.
Yeah. And also, actually, even from the very beginning, QCinema never owned the rights to the films. We always left even if we gave those grants, we always left the rights with the filmmakers. So we don't have like an archive where we keep it and we're the ones that negotiate for sales or anything like that. It's all owned by the filmmakers since the very beginning. And also, the reason we do it this way now is because really, if you look at the international market for filmmaking, it's really all about international co-productions. And that's what we're trying to achieve with our filmmakers here, for us to be able to level up and do bigger, better projects. The name of the game is international co-production, and that's why this is how we are trying to do it with our industry programs.
Thank you po.
Yes?
For the post-production grants you guys have mentioned, when will those decisions be made about them? And then the second part to that is, theoretically, if a project were going into post and almost right away in, January or something like that we have time to basically, figure something out.
So basically, all the post-production houses and all our, they'll be part of the pitching. So when you guys are going to be pitching, you're also going to be pitching to the different post houses, and then they will all be announced at the same time with our grant. So they will have like, so right away.
Well, part of the process also now that we're introducing is that they will actually ask, if you are a potential recipient of the award, do you already have a post-production attached? Because we want to make sure that our partners will be matched, will be with those projects that will really need the post-production service that our partners will offer. So, yes. But these are the best of the best, so.
Thank you.
Hi. With so many films now going straight to streaming, how has that changed the way filmmakers get funding and reach their audience here in the Philippines?
Okay, so very good question, Stephanie. Yung mga films natin ngayon, dalawa yung scheme ng mga streamers natin. Either they produce the film, so no funding, no investment is going to be asked from the producers, but Netflix is going to own the film. But there's also a pay-one model where the producers still look for investors to fund the film, and then Netflix licenses these films from them. So, in that kind of model, if Netflix comes in earlier, like they say, I love this project from development pala, but I'm not gonna take it as a film that we're gonna produce. We're going to take it as a film that we're going to license from you after you've made the film. It gives some of our investors more leverage and more confidence to actually fund the projects. So I think the conversation is how empowered and how knowledgeable our producers are when it comes to these kinds of negotiations. Because this is something that they can already have with our streamers. The streamers being now our first platform for when we produce our projects.
A lot of these strategies and talks are actually going to happen in our Asian Next Wave Film Forum, and actually also in the other talks. Because yes, it's a totally different paradigm now for theatrical, but most of the time, a lot of them, if they're not produced by the streamer, it goes through the theatrical first or the film festival route, and then sold to the streamers afterwards.
And I think that's where, with Ate Manette, what she said about international co-production, that's where this becomes really crucial in the process of building financing for the project. Because if you have an international co-production model where your financing plan does not just involve Philippine producers, you can dream bigger because you can now fund your film in how you imagine, in the best way possible, because you have other countries coming in to pitch in and get that film financed. At the same time, it opens up opportunities for distribution. So the countries who are involved in these in the process, your co-producers, also find opportunities for you to distribute your project. And now your film also becomes eligible to be sold in the marketplace, like film markets. So this is a very, very specific path that QCinema International Film Festival and industry advocates for, and we want to give more producers the tool to understand this and use this as part of their strategy when they're funding their films.
For example, we have a case study on Magellan, which is an international co-production between the Philippines, Portugal, and Spain. And there, they will discuss how they were able to make that co-production happen and what the benefits were of that co-production. Like they were able to have now partner screenings in Portugal, in Spain, distributors in other countries, and they were able to get better sales and marketing because of it, things like that. It's actually really interesting, and it's really something that a lot of our independent local filmmakers really need to learn so that we can really go into the level of like Magellan, for example.
Actually, we have a co-production treaty workshop during the Asian Next Wave Film Forum. Ano to? We just signed the French-Philippine co-production treaty. Alam ba natin kung anong ibig sabihin nito? Especially for our film companies, for our production companies. This is like a gold mine, and this is like, this becomes a gateway for us to become a co-producing a partner, not just between France and Philippines, but also other Southeast Asian countries. Because if they partner with us, they can access French funds. They can access the French system of incentives and funding. So anong ibig sabihin nito? How are we going to demystify this para sa ating mga producers? Paano nila naiintindihan? Ito ang pelikulang French-Philippine, na may France at Philippines co-production, pero wala sa treaty. At ito naman ang pelikula na co-produced with France and Philippines na nasa loob ng treaty. What's the value of that? And how can it help now for us to think bigger? Now, pag may gagawin akong pelikula and I want to put France as part of the scheme, how do I do it? Because right now, of course, our producers and yung practice talaga natin dito sa Pilipinas, single entity ang ating mga private equity providers. I'm happy now kasi we see a lot of co-productions within our production companies. You see Aviva, Idea First, Star Cinema co-production. That's beautiful, pero all of those are private equity led. So if you go outside, there are soft monies. So soft monies are grants or recoupable funds that does not need immediate return. And if you have that as part of your plan, kung gagawa ka ng pelikula, imaginein mo, mas maliit lang yung kailangan mong bawiin. So nagkakaroon ka ng lakas ng loob na gumawa ng mas magagandang pelikula. Kasi nalilimit talaga tayo sa budget natin. So imagine if you know that you have this much, you can actually make films for $1 million with only 15 million coming from the Philippines. That's something that is possible through international co-production. Kasi the minimum contribution, no, actually dapat ano pala, $1 million, 10% tayo sa France eh. So that's 10 million. Imagine with only 10 million, you can make a film with a 1 million budget. How do we do that? So that's where we are now, because we are constantly pushing for international collaboration and global partnerships.
Thank you. Last question. You've been working closely with Southeast Asian filmmakers for a while now. So is the QCinema also looking to invite Southeast Asian media outlets to amplify regional visibility?
Good question. And actually, hindi ko siya naiisip.
Parang Macau lang kasi yung experience ko.
Oh my God! That's I think the one, see, you always learn from people eh. Salamat, Steph, because honestly, hindi ko siya naiisip. Na parang, oo nga, no? Because we're becoming more and more international. And definitely, I think we still have time. We can engage with international outlets. We have invited Liz Shackleton of Deadline and Streamline. We have invited Naman Ramachandran of Variety. But yung mga talagang from the Southeast Asian countries, parang we have not really intentionally done that. So thank you so much. We will do that.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
From the filmmakers, yeah.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Filet with Sinigang.ph, and I wanted to ask, because last June you did Rainbow QC for like a few days, and from what I've heard, was a success because, you know, you launched some nights there before its August theatrical release. And I wanted to ask, like, given how much bigger QCinema is getting, which is really amazing, are you considering like spinning off Rainbow QC into its own June time film fest?
I think our artistic
you
director
have to be the one to answer.
will answer this. Kita mo, sabi ko na eh, dapat talaga nakaupo ka dito eh. Ayan na, sir.
Funny that you mentioned that. It is going to be a regular event during our calendar. It happens in June. And hopefully with additional budget, we can also do human rights festivals and ano ba, history, maybe documentary. So, katapat lang yan funding. But
For sure.
also for shorts, there is a building, a cinematheque, already standing, but it has yet to be inaugurated. It's in the convention center next to City Hall. It's going to be called, well, right now it's MICE, hindi siya Nagano, but it's a Cinematheque upstairs. So, yeah, we have a venue for all year long programming, so we'll keep you updated on the details.
Pero sure na sir, there's going to be a Rainbow QC Pride Festival na every June.
Ang Rainbow, definite na yan.
Yay!
And please watch Rainbow this year. There's a lot of really good films programmed by Ed.
Industry platform, we remain committed to the same vision that started it all, to champion diverse voices, to support emerging filmmakers, and to tell stories that matter. Stories that challenge, inspire, and reflect who we are. The QCinema Project Market and Southeast Asia projects to Docu Day, Creative Industry Day, and Asian Next Wave Film Forum, they all represent an ongoing effort to strengthen ties that bind our creative industries. These initiatives are not isolated events, they are threads in a much larger tapestry that continues to expand through your participation, passion, and belief in what cinema can do. On behalf of the entire QCinema and QCinema industry team, we wish to thank our filmmakers, partners, and friends from the press for your unwavering support. Your presence here today fuels our mission to keep building an ecosystem where art and industry thrive together. We hope you'll join us in the coming days as we celebrate more films, more conversations, and more stories that remind us why cinema will always matter. So thank you everyone. November 13 is when we open with Couture with Angelina Jolie, and the industry activities start on November 18. So abangan. See you then in a few weeks.
One last time, we invite all of our partners and QPM Philippine projects on stage for...
Eh, wala naman po. Dalawang kinuha.
Okay, forward guys.
Mga dalawang names na pinagpili.